myself, Chelsea, Amy, Jay, and Sarah. But the name that they threw out was Jared, which like I'm not totally down for.
There's a possibility of a tighter trio of Chelsea, Jay, and Amy. But Amy and I sort of have an alliance within that alliance, which was my goal from the get-go.
But like my gut feeling is that me and you stick to over everything else.
Taylor working her way in for her second letter. His first hold now, working to catch back up. One, winner!
I feel like Taylor will just go where the numbers are at this point. I like, game-wise, we need people who are going to do what we want.
Like
That's
what?
Staying true to my gut from the beginning.
Next vote. Next person voted off. Jillian, that's more than enough votes.
I've gotten, what, 8 votes against me, I think? 6, 7?
Well, if you would want to go with Chelsea, and Amy.
I also, like, when we eventually meet up with them, I feel comfortable with, like, trying to pull in Billy, trying to pull in Chelsea. If her and Amy are tight, pulling in Amy. Amy is strong.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first thing they noticed. She has great aim in that battleship challenge. And she also just looks physically strong. Her and Chelsea both. And I was like, Chelsea's running a half marathon. Like, she clearly knows how to run.
Yeah.
So,
And I think personality-wise, those three are the type of people who are not going to be want to be under the rule of Jay or Steve or anybody. Like, they're going to want to get out from underneath them and play like their own game. And
at this point, we just kind of have to hope that if we win, when we win this next challenge, and they start voting people out, it's not one of the people we want to pull in.
Right.
like no one's
It's
like.
almost like if you look at the threats, Chad's in the final. Chad wins. But,
You also said I would be in the final.
well, what I'm saying though, you know, I mean,
Oh, I
we would
thought.
be in the final 3.
Oh, I thought you were saying like I would be considered a threat because like.
No, we all would, but I think Chad would be more of it. So I'm just saying at some point if we lose numbers, I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying, you know, you could win over us, but I don't want to get rid of them.
I don't either. I love Chad.
I'll run with that and we'll get rid of the other 2, but I don't want to get rid of them. I
don't want to get rid of anyone.
you know, I don't.
This is horrible. I wish you were all horrible people.
I mean, as far as our tribe goes, what's your feeling on the next vote if that happens?
Dude, this is scary. No.
Between Taylor and Kurt,
I'm not cute. I'm intimidated.
I don't know, because there's been challenges where Kurt has gone against what we would want him to do, and just done his own thing in the challenges, both in Battleship, both in the auction. But we haven't really had the moment that's really been able to showcase any of our physical strengths rather. So it's like it's hard, but
I'm fine with that. The one thing that you and I got to think of is if there happens to be a female coalition, you know, we're going to be at the bottom if we vote out Kurt. So those females over there are very friendly, and we'll probably invite R2 over, with open arms.
Yeah.
So we got to be careful that we don't put ourselves on the out. That's the only hesitation I have of Kurt, but they're throwing Kurt out pretty hard, and I don't want to be demonstrative and like say no, it can't be Kurt. Like I don't have ties to Kurt. Like I can, because I'm.
I honestly think that the reason they're bringing up Kurt is just because of his connections with the other side.
Yeah.
He's played with before.
He does seem that he could potentially be someone who just wants to shake up the game for like the pure entertainment factor, like not even for his own game or anything, but just to pull some shit.
First things first, I'm going to take that back. Once again, immunity is back up for grabs. This will be about a multi-part challenge here. We have a puzzle that will be assembled on these trays. They are, in groups of 3, bundles of puzzle pieces. Orientation will matter. You'll notice they're painted. There are also dots on these. Each row will have an assembly of those 2x4s. You'll have a row of 4, a row of 3, and a row of 2. It won't matter which is in which order as long as there's a 4, a 3, and a 2. Okay? The bundles matter. They're going to be placed out in this general area, and you'll be blindfolded. There will be 3 people that will go out and retrieve those items. And you will have a caller that will direct those 3 people while they are blindfolded. We will make sure that we'll have some spotters out so you don't go walking off into the brush. You don't twist your ankle in the creek edge or anything like that. Obviously, you guys are going to have to sit some people out. It's going to be the trend here. You cannot start solving the puzzle until all the pieces are back. Okay? If you think you've got it, let me know, and I will check it. The other team can still continue to assemble their puzzle.
I'll chase to get pieces.
Yep. So, Basra, just so you guys know, you're taking 3 out for this challenge. Because it's 1 caller, the 3 retrievers, and then the solver. Okay, and then obviously...
Any 3 people?
It
can't be the same 2.
Steve and Amy sat out last time, correct? So you guys can't sit out this time. Okay.
I am not confident in a communication ability in that sense. I'm not saying I can't do it. I'm saying I'm not 100% confident in that role.
That's what matters. You don't put yourself somewhere.
So like, if I participate, I'm more confident, I think, in the end role.
I can't buy
I
it.
would call my short.
You just sort of follow orders.
Are we
The
allowed?
rungs don't matter.
Yeah, the rungs don't matter.
We aren't. Are we allowed to comment on when they're doing the puzzle? We just get touch of pieces, or we can't touch?
You said,
Basra, real quick.
I'm happy to
brought up
sit
another
for
quick
puzzle.
question. While your solver is solving, you guys cannot direct them or help them in solving the puzzle.
Okay.
This is my word of advice for your call. No one moves unless you say their name and exactly how many steps to take. 1 step is this. So like my advice is if it gets too chaotic, everybody stops and only focus on one person at a time.
I do.
Because getting chaos is going to slow
I am a
everybody
little
down
concerned
instead of
about
just going
telling you
like,
something, telling you something.
Yeah.
So if I
So you may just
guys, I'm
pick
going
one.
one at a time. Amy, you, now.
all you gotta
Focusing
do.
on you till you
Also,
get it.
there's a lot of pressure on you. There's also a
Oh,
lot of pressure on you.
Honestly,
We know it. It's tough,
I won't
right?
see it.
you can place
That's good. Can't
Bundles
say.
back to the table. You cannot start assembling until all of the bundles are back to the table.
Pull it down a little bit so it doesn't slip.
She said we can jump up on the
Is that good?
Yep.
Yes, you can stand on the tables.
After they get back.
Spotters, are you ready?
Yep.
Survivors, go!
Start with Billy. Billy, you're gonna turn to your right. Now go straight. Straight. Keep going.
How many steps?
Go like 20 steps, Billy. Keep going.
Taylor, left a little bit.
Forward, 20 steps.
Left. Turn yourself left. Straight down.
Steve, I want you to
No.
take
Straight
3
back.
steps to your
Keep
right.
going back. Keep going back.
Keep going, Billy.
Alyssa, to your right.
Try to
No, turn yourself to the right.
Billy,
Keep
stop.
going to the right.
Don't want to interfere.
Turn.
Keep going
Billy,
straight.
Stop. Billy, stop.
No. Alyssa, you go
I
to the
want
right.
you to turn
Taylor,
tiny
right.
bit to your left. Turn your body. Okay.
Taylor,
okay.
right. Keep
go
going straight.
forward 20 steps.
Go
Steve.
perfectly straight.
Billy,
Where you are right now.
I want you to turn your body a little bit to your right.
Kurt, keep
Billy,
going 2 steps
a little
to
bit
your
stop.
right. It's right
go
there.
forward 4 spots and then reach down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Taylor, left.
Go on the ground
Taylor,
and
left.
reach around. Keep reaching.
No, Taylor, stand up. You got a long way to go.
Take your body
Taylor, left. Straight.
to the
Straight.
left.
Straight.
Okay, straight.
Alyssa, to your right, behind you. Forward. Alyssa, forward. To your left, Alyssa.
Reach
To your
down
left.
and
Forward.
right. Reach down
Right
and
there.
right.
Blindfold up.
You got
Taylor,
it.
to your right. Taylor, to your right. Straight forward. Straight forward. Straight forward.
All right, Chelsea, here we go.
Working through this to figure it out. Chelsea's now busting through these buffs to get these pieces out and ready. Chad has some on his board, but right now I think he's just trying to get them all face up. He's not worried about anything other than face up. He has a row of 3. He has a row of 2. However, the fitment will matter. The fitment does matter. There will be only a small gap, a small margin of error on this. We're looking for a row of 4, a row of 3, and a row of 2. Chad now resituating himself. Chelsea has hers all face up, but she's trying to solve it, looks like row by row. Chad has almost all of his pieces in the board. He's just trying to reorganize everything. Fitting them outside the board. Shifting it through. Chelsea taking a moment to step back and take a look. Chad now all of a sudden moving with some urgency. He thinks he might be onto something here. Oh, but he's not. He falls short. His block is just not right. Chelsea now moving some pieces around. Looks like she has her row of 2, possibly. Looking for her row of 3, 4. Chad now looks like he might have his row of 2 done. He has 2 rows of 2. Not going to work out for him. He has a row of 3, but it is not the right size. He's got a row of 4 that looks like it might be the right size. Check. He has a row of 3. I'm going to check this.
Keep going, Chelsea. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. You don't know.
And that is right. We have a winner.
Thank you.
Malik on the win.
Sorry, guys.
That looks super hard. Like so hard.
You were right there. You were right there.
Oh,
You're right there.
Chelsea, I didn't want to
Volunteered. You were right there.
You were like,
Yeah.
like 10 seconds from it clicking and just.
Yeah.
Took mine off and ran that way.
Unless you're feeling connected.
Guys, congratulations on the rally win. Nice job. Way to bring it back together.
Yeah, it's got
Boss
to be
ride.
like multiple possibilities.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Head back to camp. Get ready for tribal.
Okay.
Roughly how much time do we have?
Oh, yeah. A million times. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear him. I was so focused on
You guys are bored. There's froggies over here.
That's our camp.
No, it's all field.
Oh yeah, really.
I have to guess Jane.
Yeah.
We don't have as much to talk about right now, so we're
I know, this is nice. I like this. This is how they feel. Let's do
This most relaxed I've been.
What?
This most relaxed I've been. It's like.
right.
When we
Wanna
first
do
got
interview?
here too, like, this
Yeah.
is really fun. And then
So we won. Yay, we won. A little bit of relief, obviously, there. Kurt seemed to be the one that was on the chopping block, who I have, he's sort of my sub-ally. So it's good that he's saved. I guess I sort of have a decision to make because I feel like I'm in the middle. I have really a partnership with everybody, but I feel like I could go two ways. I could go with Taylor and Kurt, or I can go with Alyssa and Chad. I feel more closely aligned with Alyssa and Chad, but I'm a little nervous now about Alyssa because she's pretty buddy-buddy with some people on the other side. She slipped up that she knows Sarah, and Sarah seems to be a real strong person over on the other side, and I feel like if we're severely down numbers, Alyssa could flip-flop, but I don't have a super strong feeling either way. It's just something that I'm watching out for right now. So we're going to see who they vote out. Right now we're looking at the other tribe, and we're trying to determine like maybe a little bit more now since somebody's being voted out, who's in charge, that sort of thing.
Shouldn't be much discussion needed. We'll see.
So I'll keep one in my pocket.
Yeah.
What's the one in my pocket?
Thing, yeah, but this is the thing. If we still run the risk of the person who is holding one comes back to this camp.
But that's okay.
We can hand it off.
Can you hand them?
he was still standing. So we've been able to get both Steve and Janet in on the Jared vote. So Jared thinks that we're all voting for Janet, and I'm gonna mix this up in my head.
Because if Janet and Jared vote for Steve, we're in. And I think Jared thinks we're voting for Janet.
Janet knows that we're voting for Jared. Steve knows we're voting for Jared. Jared thinks that Janet thinks that we're voting for Steve. So we're like trying actually not to talk too much strategy right now in a larger group so that nobody slips up.
It's very odd. I'm trying to play this like I'm not directing anyone what to do because our plan's solid, so they're all like kind of directing everyone else where to vote.
Sarah, I think, is very into Survivor and knows her stuff and is very strategic. But she has not yet let on that she has seen me play before, or that she knows that Brett and I know each other. And so I'm sort of keeping that in the back of my mind, she might view me as a threat and try and get me out later. So
I haven't like made any decisions there yet, but I'm just aware of it.
I feel like everybody's pretty strong for me until the merge, and then that's just all on me because they know I'm good at challenges. At least strategizing. I don't know that I'm that good physically at the challenges themselves. I can just figure them out, but I just got to get to the merge, and then it's all me, and hopefully Amy sticks with me, and we can see if we can make something happen over there. I'm nervous about Jared though, because he's dangerous, so we'll see.
If you guys want to grab one for it.
Welcome to your first tribal council. You probably didn't think you were going to be here, did you?
Yeah, what is this place?
We don't even know. We couldn't find it.
Well, take
Got
a
lost
look
on
around
the
and
way.
soak it in for a minute, because it won't be the last time you guys see it.
For a while.
It only becomes more familiar as the day goes on.
Very
So, how's life been at camp? I mean, you guys have been winning, so you've just been sitting back relaxing?
Up until
Or have
15
you been
minutes ago, it's been
strategizing?
great.
Because I really hope that you've been thinking about what could be coming up. You know? You've got to be planning ahead, and I hope you guys aren't just sitting back relaxing thinking, we'll take the punches as they come, because you better have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
I think we do.
Okay.
I feel like our tribe, what I'll say about us is, I think the reason why we're winning is because we communicate very well together.
It's very noticeable.
And I think cohesively, we've talked about what potentially could be coming. Obviously, we didn't plan to have to do this right now. We were hoping to avoid it, but I'm the type of person whose scenarios are running through my mind all the time. So yeah, I mean, here we are.
And do you share those scenarios on an open page, or are you kind of keeping those to yourself as part of your plan? Because I do notice that you guys, like you were saying, you guys communicate a lot of things. So is everything just pretty much an open table?
Can I ask what you see when you see communication from us? I agree. I just wonder what your observation is.
My observation from the outside, just watching you guys in challenges, is that there's a lot of communication. You're always the last ones to set up. You're the last ones to come to the actual challenge station and get organized, because you're always huddled up and you're talking it through. But it's a very strategic talk. I noticed that you guys don't argue. You're very calm. It's any employer's dream to see somebody like that talk and not have all sorts. I mean, I'd hire you guys all right now, because it's just great to see you work together.
Yeah, I think we've said at one point, we all sort of. Sorry, you go.
No. See, here it is right now.
Guess we're not a happy family.
That's really it.
No.
You've seen the show, and you've seen, seasons where there's dominant leaders, there's strong voices, there's people, trying to gain control. I don't feel that any of us on this tribe are doing that we are literally communicating as a group, listening to ideas, talking them through, and coming to an answer. Yeah.
We identify it. A couple challenges back, Jared came up with a good idea. Jay built on it, and then afterwards everybody says, "Good, great." And then it happened again.
It's happened numerous times with even the reward challenge, and Jared's had some great ideas with the battleship, and
I think I had a couple ideas that on their own would have been nothing, and then you were like, oh, this is what you're going for, and if we tweak it a little bit.
Right.
So
and that's happened with multiple people on multiple occasions.
And in each challenge, I've noticed that kind of the role changes from person to person, and there's just a smooth transition through it all. So let's just talk about the last challenge. There was a lot of chaos going on, but at the same time, Sarah, I watched you kind of coerce your way through it, and everybody still, as much chaos as there was, you guys still found a way to bring it together. Just ultimately, it came down to just solving the puzzle, getting those pieces organized. But the rest of that seemed to go quite smoothly. There was nobody, I don't know if you noticed the other tribe, but there were people yelling that they had their pieces and nobody was recognizing it.
Right. Yeah.
And they're standing there waiting.
And
you guys are on top of it.
Can I tell him? Because he's just standing there.
You want
What is he
to.
doing?
You want to. I want to say something.
Yeah, right.
I
You're
just say, I
he just
think
got
somebody
to
has this.
Right.
So again, and you go back to say the block stacking challenge, and I watched I want to say it was Jay, Janet, Chelsea, and I want to say there was somebody else involved too. That
Billy was in it with
that,
us.
that calmly,
Yeah,
at certain points, you guys got a little frantic.
Right.
And then it calmed right back down again. So
that was
again,
really nice.
that right there, your communication speaks for itself. So and obviously, I'm assuming that happens back at camp. So.
That's what makes this
This one's gonna be hard.
This will be tough for you guys.
Yeah,
Whereas,
it's super difficult. Because like
Super
winning
difficult.
gives you safety, right? But it also builds the anxiety of like what happens when we have to make the decision.
and now you're at that point.
And
So what
everybody
happens?
likes everybody, and it's
Right.
like a fun time. And
Are
it's
you
like
asking me the function of this? Well, we're gonna go one at a time, write down names.
That is the function of
Yeah.
it. But does anybody feel? I guess the biggest thing in this game is if you haven't been talked to or if you haven't been included, which I find very hard to believe that's happened here. But if you haven't had eye contact with somebody, or if somebody's been giving you the shoulder, that might be a red flag. Has anybody felt they've had a red flag at any point in time?
I had to poop before this, so I kind of segregated myself for a couple minutes, and it was a little uncomfortable. But you know, I don't
That would be
know.
weird if we were making eye contact with you while you were
That's
doing
true.
that.
So yeah, I felt a little weird.
Did
I'm
you
like,
use the pooper? Did you use the correct porta potty?
Yes, I did.
You pooping in private and thinking it's a red flag is now a red flag for me.
So there's none. I can tell there's none. It seems like nobody wants to open about it. If there is, they don't want to be open about it because they probably don't want to put any sort of pressure on anything.
I
So
think
I'll
most
say
of us
I'm
are
nervous.
truly
You are nervous.
genuine,
Jay's
except
nervous.
for that little
I'm
bit where you
nervous.
have to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, I think we're all nervous.
But we've
Yeah.
all talked to each other, so
Yeah.
it's
so it's kind of an open
hard
table
to
right
tell
now.
how
So it could be
nervous
any
to be.
any which way.
I'm sure we're all
Right. Well,
nervous.
the
Like,
thing,
yeah,
I mean, I feel like there's no person that stands out that's been like significantly
No.
bad at challenges, or there's nobody that's
Right.
like an asshole. So
No.
like, check those two off. Now
So it
it's
makes
like,
it worse.
now what? You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes it really
Well, now it almost becomes a strategic move. You got to think ahead. So, with that said, what about idols? I mean, have people been looking? Has there been like an open discussion? Like, if we find one as a team,
Group searches.
Yeah,
it's a group search.
We have all
So-
searched.
Hypothetically, let's just say
Well-
the four of you go out and find one. Do you share it with the other four?
Well, it hasn't happened, so we don't know.
It's hard to say.
know
If
about
someone
the
has found it, they have not shared it.
Yeah,
right.
That's
That's-
correct.
If it's
Basically.
not,
We know
But
about
we
the group
have been
search.
openly searching together
If
in
there's an
huddles.
We have sort of agreed at this point that if there is a imminent swap, it is a better idea, safer thing for one of us to have it and know about it than one of them to potentially find it. So a group search, I don't think is I don't think that kind of issue really will
Right.
arise. Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
So
it.
we didn't want them to find it after the swap.
And we didn't find it, so
If
who the
there
hell
is
knows?
one.
I think
Right.
we
This
just
is
were
what I found
preparing.
So you're definitely preparing. You're definitely thinking about the potential for a swap. You're thinking about the option of thinking ahead if somebody else were to come over to camp and find it. So I understand it. Does anybody have anything else they want to touch on? Does everybody
no, I'm
know?
just really proud to be on this tribe.
Yeah.
Proud to be on the tribe.
Yeah.
You know,
really.
I guess
Same.
I'll say, I definitely don't want to be voted off. Definitely don't. I don't want you to misinterpret this, but if I am, that means 7 good people are left behind.
Yeah, I agree.
So I could understand that. So.
Okay. Got a lot of head
You guys
nods.
did us
So
dirty
it's-
by casting all 8 of us and putting us all on a tribe.
Whoever
together.
Say, if you guys don't vote me out tonight,
You're
I'll
voted
build you
out
the
after
best
of like
fire
being a
ever.
threat not because you
We'll
suck.
go with best.
It's like a vote of it's
If I
like
get voted out,
Right.
I'm
should be
going to
looked
my
at.
car to get my
I
hair.
mean, it sucks getting sent home, but it's not like
hold
we're
your head
sending you
high.
home because you suck. You're sent home because you're a threat and it's
Hold your head
dangerous
high.
to be
Yeah,
here. So
absolutely.
you have to make a hard decision.
In that
Absolutely.
case, if you guys are ready to vote, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think this is the vote, but I could definitely see it being a red herring. I'm not happy about it because I'm not happy. Like, we were being real. Everyone is good people here, and people I think I could work with and play with. But I think that's the least connected person I know.
This is breaking my cold little heart. I really don't want to do this, but last night an alliance was made and you weren't part of it.
Jared, you're a great player. You're a big threat out here. I feel like we have to take you early. Otherwise, well, you're going to come for me. I'm trying to slow play this as hard as that is. I think I'm doing a reasonably okay job, but I wouldn't doubt that they blindside me. But hopefully that's not the case, and I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Once I read the vote, you'll not be able to play one. Are you ready? Okay. Luck.
Just kidding.
First vote, Jared.
That wasn't me.
Where's Mike?
Who did that?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's happened before, I bet.
Next vote, Janet. One for Jared and one for Janet.
We love you.
Next vote, Jared.
That makes sense.
Next vote, Jared. So that's 3 Jared, 1 Janet. Next vote, Jared. That's 4 Jared, 1 Janet, 1 for the camera guy. Next vote. And first person voted off. Jared. That's 5 votes. That's more than enough.
Good job, guys.
Jared, you want to grab your torch? Yeah. Bring me your torch. All right, Jared. You know the deal. Your tribe has spoken. You want to head down this path here? We can exit here.
Good job, guys.
Good game, Jared. Take
this,
it as a compliment. Yeah.
this game's brutal. You know, just remember that.
Great game. Oh, you can bring it back.
Yeah, no, that was super brutal. You know, I knew Sarah coming into the game, so I didn't think that she'd be going along with anything like that. And like, that's fine, but like, I just thought I might see something coming. I knew I had been doing like a little too well in challenges, which isn't great when you think a swap's about to happen. But I don't see any reason to really, I don't see how it benefits more people to get rid of me on that tribe than it did more people to save me. You know, there's 7 of them left. I would think that, you know, Billy isn't Billy. I'm already losing names. Billy is not going to want to be like a younger, fitter threat going forward. I would think that, like, I was setting myself up to be a pretty good shield. Like, I thought that I was setting myself up to be voted out like mid-merge, which was not a great thing. You know, you want to win the game, but I thought that that's what was going on. And the fact that I just got blindsided like that is brutal. Is like absolutely it does not feel good.
Can I bring in your cabin for a minute? Oh. Sure. I'd like to have a little conversation. I'd like you guys to come in the cabin for a minute.
Okay, that's weird. Okay.
Bring it on in. Does everybody know people on the other tribe? Like, do we know names of people?
Yeah.
There's a piece of parchment paper here. I would like you guys to collectively put 2 names on this piece of paper, fold it up, and I would like you to put it back here on this table for me. And I need you to do it swiftly.
So we won! Yay!